So, how's everyone's hand washing been going? I can't believe I made it 5 days into this without making a hand washing comment. While having the Soap and Clay Kidlets home came with its own set of challenges, one thing that I was really happy about was that Soap and Clay Kidlet number one would not be at the school having to put hand sanitizer on her hands a million times a day, which is what the school district had all the kids in school doing for the 2 weeks leading up to the school closures, which is, great. We don't want to spread germs and that's awesome. But hand sanitizer can really be rough on your hands. And before you get into this, before you start thinking anything crazy, no, this is not a video about making hand sanitizer. I don't even know that I'm legally allowed to do that. The FDA recently said that we could do that, so that's cool. But no, this video is not about hand sanitizer. It's about something even better, and I can't wait to show you what it is. I'm Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. The Soap and Clay Kidlets, while they were at school, they were using hand sanitizer a lot on their hands. And again, that is really good to stop the spread of germs if you don't have soap and water. But since we're home now, we should all be washing our hands more and using hand sanitizer a whole lot less. Because Soap and Clay Kidlet number one has such raw, irritated hands right now because of the hand sanitizer. Now you have to keep in mind that this kid's skin is not really exposed to much of anything because, she's been using my products for her whole life. But that said, all young skin is reasonably sensitive. And when you're putting on, that drying alcohol and everything multiple times a day, it can really do a number on your skin's acid mantle and it really messes up the pH. And as a result, her poor hands have been red and chapped and raw and they've not been looking good. So she asked me to make her a custom lotion bar. And I thought that's a great idea. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, a solid lotion bar is like all the best parts of a lotion, right? You have your oils and your butters and your botanical extracts, and it's not watered down like you would expect with a liquid lotion. It goes on nice and smooth, it's very soothing to the skin, it's long lasting, it has a bit of a protective barrier from the elements, and they're wonderful. I love lotion bars. I can't keep them in stock. I do think this one with the Orchid and the Sandalwood blend is one that I am going to add to the spring line so you guys will get to experience it yourselves. Lotion bars are one of my favorite things to use, one of my favorite things to make, and today I'm going to show you how it's done. The thing I love most about solid lotion is that it is 100% oils and butters, right? You have no water, no preservatives, nothing that you have to contend with this. It's just straight everything that's awesome for your skin. Now what we have here is the Candelario X. We also have the cocoa butter, and right there is the shea. Now, these three are going to really form the base of the lotion bars, but you also have some liquid oils that go along with that. For this particular batch, I did argan oil and jojoba, as well as some evening primrose extract. Now, evening primrose is really great for sensitive skin that's kind of been through the ringer, right? We're talking about psoriasis, eczema, irritation, redness, chapped skin. Now, that's really important because that's why I am making this particular lotion bar, is to help heal my daughter's hands after 2 weeks of school and constant hand sanitizing, which really did a number on her. Now for the solid butters and oils, you're going to want to take those all into a heat safe container and melt them down. You can use a double boiler, you can use your microwave, whatever, but the most important thing is going to be melting them down and then keeping them at heat, about 120 degrees, for around 20 minutes to make sure that that shea doesn't get grainy. Now once you're all done with that, we will then be putting in the scents as well as some arrowroot and then your liquid oils. Now that will go in after, again, we've melted down the hard oils and butters and we are ready to move on to the pouring step. Okay, so now we've been melted down and we have sat at heat for 20 minutes, and we are going to first add the liquid oils. Now I recommend heating the liquid oils before putting them in, and this is why. You see what's going on here where it's getting kind of clumpy within the hot oils and butter there? That is not going to be fun to work with, and it's never going to really fully melt down. So the best thing to do right now is to take that, pop it in the microwave, and have it all liquid again so we can move on to the next step, which is inserting the extracts and the arrowroot powder as well as your scent. So now we have all of that melted down again, everything's nice and fluid, and we are going to put in the scent. This particular scent is Orchid, Vanilla, and Sandalwood. My oldest daughter picked this out for her lotion bars. Again, they are made for her, so that's what we are doing here. And we're just gonna give that a good blend in there, really make sure that it's well mixed in. Now the arrowroot powder is in this scent to help sort of disperse it throughout the batch. And for a batch this size, you would use, about 3 to 6 mils of the evening primrose extract. Now again, this is an extract, so highly potent. You don't really need a lot of any of it to create a really, really awesome product. Now the extract really isn't necessary. It's not something that you have to include. I like it because it really does increase the level of awesome in the lotion bars. But if you're making this at home and you cannot get a hold of extract, that's completely fine. It's still going to be a great lotion bar without it. The arrowroot powder is going to be to sort of wick away any extra moisture. So what you want with a lotion bar is a nice combination of your hard oils and butters as well as a more lightweight liquid oil to ensure that you get really good deep moisture penetration without any sort of greasiness left behind. So that's really what we're going for. Now what I'm doing here is I am separating the batch into 2 sections. Soap and Clay Kidlet number 1 requested purple and yellow for her lotion bars. And I said yes, but realized I had never made a lotion bar purple before, and I kind of wondered why, because purple is one of my favorite colors ever, so you would think that I would actually have this in a lot of products, and never in a lotion bar. I couldn't quite put my finger on why I've never done it before, but I went ahead and made this because she wanted purple and yellow, so we're going to do purple and yellow. As far as getting a swirl with purple and yellow goes, it's never going to happen in a lotion bar, and I knew it would never happen in a lotion bar, but that's what she wanted. So as she's literally standing next to me while I'm making this, I'm going to give my baby what she wants. You're going to want to mix that mica in really, really well. Make sure that we don't have any clumps. Now this is a little bit different than with soap making. If you overuse mica, or if you end up with any clumps left over, you will have a streak of color that will show up on your skin and potentially stain your clothes. So that is the last thing that you want when working with micas in lotion bars. Now it's been really well mixed. We're going to put it in, and yeah, you see you're never going to get a swirl out of that. There's no way. It's much too fluid of a solution for the colors to ever really hold up on their own. So what that's going to ultimately be is basically a lighter purple. And you're going to see what lighter purple I mean once this is all firmed up. But for now, it's ready to go. We're ready to pour it in so it can cool and they can form into their solid bars. Solid bars are really cool because you have, again, it's a solid lotion bar, no packaging, it's very eco-friendly, and it melts with the heat of your skin, right? So you can just use it directly on your body. You can use it in the shower, you can use it just as you get out of the shower. You can take it with you on airplanes and when you're traveling or whatnot, not have to worry about the liquid, ounce restrictions. They're very, very useful, and honestly, I think they actually moisturize a whole lot better than regular liquid lotions. But it's different preferences for everybody. Some people just legitimately prefer liquid lotions over the solid, and that's great. Now a batch this size is going to get you 5 of these bigger lotion bars, so the 3-ounce ones, and 5 to 6 of the 1.5-ounce versions, the minis, with a little bit left over for a tester. So that's what we are doing right now. Now, as you can see, I am pouring in plastic, I am pouring in silicone. Yeah, you can do whatever when it comes to lotion bars. The biggest thing, if you're pouring into plastic, you're probably going to want to go ahead and pop that in the freezer and let that fully firm up and really get very hard before you attempt to remove them if you want to retain any of the design that the plastic mold has. And after this, after we finish pouring here, we are going to go ahead and pop all of these into the fridge and let them all fully harden up. I usually leave them overnight, but that's just what I normally do. So they'll be ready to go within a few hours, really.
Now again, this isn't actually a cut, this is more of a pop. So we are just going to take these and get them right out of the mold. They're very easy to release once they've been, put in the fridge or the freezer for a little bit. And you see how they've retained the shape and all of the decorations and everything on the plastic molds. The silicones are going to be really great. They are going to pop out without any problem whatsoever. You could just leave those out on the counter and let them harden up without any problems. Now, you see this color? This is why I didn't do purple before in my line, and I remembered that as I was pouring, that because of the amount of the solid butters and oils that you have in there with the shea and the cocoa butter and everything, you are not going to get a really pretty purple bar. So that's kind of what you're left with. It's kind of gray. It's not super appealing to look at. It super smells nice though, so it's a bonus, and it performs beautifully, so that's also awesome. But just for funsies, I went ahead and took one of these bars, one of the small ones, and added more purple mica to it to show you what happens if you overuse micas to get the purple color that you ultimately wanted in this. Now that's what that guy is. I essentially doubled the amount of micas that we put in initially, and wow, it's purple. It's beautiful. It looks exactly like the mica, and that's awesome. But if you see here, I'm going to go ahead and use some of this to see what it does on the skin. And it slides on really nice. It's very lovely. It's very moisturizing, and you can rub it in a little bit. That purple doesn't look too bad. Okay, maybe we can ship it. Maybe we can call it a color correcting bar, maybe. Or let's take a towel to it and see what happens when it comes in contact with clothing. Yeah, that's not good. You don't want that on your clothes, and I don't want that on your clothes. So we will go ahead and keep the gray bars for now and not do a purple ever again. But now you know how to make lotion bars. Just go easy on the mica.
I'm starting to think I'm making my job look too easy, and that was very easy. But I'm glad that we had a little bit of a snafu with this, and you can see, the not so pretty color with the gray purple. And then what happens if you put too much mica into a leave-on product? We don't want to stain skin, we don't want to stain clothes, so we definitely dial those micas back to a reasonable level. Unfortunately, with this particular recipe, you end up with a gray if you're going for a purple, and we don't want gray. But the lotion bars themselves, they are well formulated, they feel great on the skin, and they smell amazing. So we're gonna roll with it with this gray one for now. We'll change the color up for the next batch. If you are interested in these bars, you can find them on the website, soapandclay.com. They are part of the spring line this year. And that is it for me today. It is day 5 of 365 days of soap. I am so glad that you joined us again today. I'm glad that I joined us today. And if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe to the channel, tell all your friends, share it. That would be awesome. Keep growing the channel. And you can find me on all the social media things, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I have a TikTok account. I haven't posted anything, but I have a TikTok account to watch the cat and dog videos. Anyway, that's all for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, Sudsers.